actually did think there was something wrong with my camera at first. There's not. That's, yeah, I just look like the fog now. No, that was just a kind of a funny way to, God, what am I doing? Kind of a funny way to start the stream once I realized what was going on there. What's going on there specifically? I guess here's the underside of the tablet. Here's my face. Huh. And then there's TV detective saying, "Meet you return from hell." One might say, were you in hell? You could have chosen to chill out anywhere. You chose hell. I mean, you have family there. You have friends there. What's going on? What's new with you? It's a 1 week that feels like 2 weeks. What's up? And do I have everything in the settings where I want them to be in a little bit of a stream? There's spotting a secret phrase. Have you? A little bit of a secret phrase. A little bit of a secret raised to the ground. Alright. Huh. Every single time I see myself, I become more aware of how there's some like Invader Zim stuff going on with my forehead and also self. And hello to Doomzilla, who's kind of panicking right now. Well, don't panic, because although I'm not sure if you've been able to find it, we have the stream link for you. We have the magma link for you if you wish to mag it up, I guess. And there's, like he says, I've been in stasis. It felt like an hour. Stasis shouldn't feel like an hour. I would say that's still too long. Something has gone wrong. Not to increase the amount of panic that goes on here, but this is so flippin'. There's Doomzilla saying that your friend might die right now. Hello to Hijing Saki. Hello to Leviathan. Saying an I live. Is there summer breaks going on? Is there summer breaks going on? I should hope so. There's dying going on. There's Hijing Saki saying, waking up super early, feeling very sick. Hello, how's it going? Whoa, I like sick in the coughing in the throat. Some of my mom's been sick for like 2 weeks. Something's going around, I guess. Although if it went all the way around the world, I guess that would be cause for concern. Hey, I hope you start to feel better. Hope you get a warm drink if it's in the sub disc is your name today. I'm distracted in more than one ways, and Magma has completely updated to dark mode. Okay, I'm trying to... Okay, it's not evident from right now, but I'm trying to draw like the most possessive pose possible. There's like fake queen stuff. There's Leviathan saying summer break starting next week. Hey, stuff to look forward to then. So saying, did you know the 2000 CGI TV show Code Lyoko? You remember me of its characters? No, why? Why? Not just the forehead, but the 5 head. Okay, so it is a throat and nose kind of seg. My gosh, huh? Somebody went and coughed right up in your mouth. And there's Leviathan saying, I just have one last exam, then I'm free. Well, I recommend for the sicknesses, I probably say this every time someone gets sick, huh? But like a tea that's like just some hot water with honey mixed into it, and then chunks of ginger root. And then there's City saying summer, it's almost winter in Australia. Hey, people will check you on that. People will check you on your Australian knowledge paths, or make up incredible tales about such things. Okay, there's thanks for the well wishes. I hope you feel better as well. And if I look up image of Code Lyoko. Okay, and that's not what I want to start with though, because what I'm trying to start with, I took a reference image right before I started the stream. I don't know if that's gonna help me, honestly. Okay, maybe what I need. Okay, I'm trying to draw like a. Okay, like for context. I've been trying to figure out how to draw this one Tumblr post that I saw where it's like, you know what, I don't understand the TikTok tropes of your possessive manly man McMahon. I don't understand that. But if you were to reverse it, and then there were a really possessive, like, Fey Queen or something, 300-year-olds possessing over her himbo, then the Tumblr poster would understand that. So I'm like trying to like draw that. I've gotten myself into trying to draw that. And there's so the guy appearing to say, well, if it isn't the Skittle Squad. For some reason, the strongest association that I have with Skittles in my head, like, apparently I don't eat Skittles that much. The strongest association I have with them is when people call their estrogen pills titty Skittles. Because that's really memorable, you see. That's very memorable. How are you doing? Not that I would say titty Skittles before I would say, how are you doing? All good, I hope. In the world, there's talk of Coleco having a banger opening, and there is wanting the secret raze. And okay, so I also meant to have this setting on here. Hoping to have this on a loop, cause for the past couple of streams I tried to time this so that maybe the Secret Sam songs would somehow appear right as a Hijinks Arcade might appear, just sort of sync the music up to you, and then it doesn't sound completely explanatory, like, the more I explain it. Now, does it? Like he says, I'm sorry for not watching your last 5 shorts. I haven't had time to. I've been in stasis. The what Skittles? The titty Skittles. The skitties that grow your tittles. What? Okay, that one's actually not a quote from anyone. That one's just tripping on the way out of your door. Is this the... This is in reference to the title. It's your regular smiley face, but a big bright rainbow over it. I like the idea of that. Any of your OCs is your gay OCs in reference to this stream title. if you draw a rainbow over them, I quite like this. And then there's... Did I say something other than serious, Sam? One day I'm going to get better in memory. Okay, there's Hijinks Arcade also saying, did you want to do the alien smash-up pass I finished? A smash-up pass of all the aliens that one can think of. This is what all here. I am indeed interested. I'm gonna go mad if I don't at least map out the hands that I'm like trying to think of. But yes, very interested in evaluation of the aliens. All right, okay, so I'm down over here, and I have the urge to get better at. Poses and stuff. And then there's saying, do you mean I can grow satiddles? Yeah, don't know where your K went, but yeah, there's maybe. And then there's the guy saying, the Forsaken obsession has surprisingly not let up yet, shockingly, truly. That's I left the little Roblox fellow that I drew on a Tuesday in my template for making the thumbnails for these streams, so every time I go to retrieve the image, hello, who goes there? Every time I go to retrieve the, you making some kind of a face, but what I was doing, I'm like, okay, there's like hands. The hands are gripping like this. There's like a shoulder up here. There's like a nose sort of like this. You're like gripping somebody's entire head, which I think needs to have less of a pause, needs to have less of a massive hands. You're gripping someone's entire head. It's honestly a kind of uncomfortable poses up in here as we try to do this, but I want to see what the best poses are before I commit to one, because I don't do that nearly enough. Okay, and you're stood, you're like standing, and what is okay? What is good position for your man when he is with tall queen? I'm assuming legs straight up dangling. Okay, how much is that? Legs dangling this much. Some kind of a thing. There's I'm I don't know. Hello to coughing and wheezing saying, "Hello my fellow homosexuals. Welcome to Homosexual Club. There will not be homework." There's okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this alien smash or pass. I'm on the short that's like blowing up a strange amount out of the last 5 that I made. It's for some reason there's like a lot of bisexual supremacists in there. Which feels like a strong word and maybe is a strong word, but when somebody says the phrase everyone's bisexual, I I understand why someone would come to that conclusion. My mom has come to that conclusion sometimes, just feeling like that's Jabba the Hutt. Just feeling that what was I thinking about before Jabba the Hutt was in here? What was I thinking about before? I was bisexual supremacists? Bisexual, who goes there? Jabba the Hutt is here. So, what was I reading? There was your demons measure pass, which is a bit bigger. If I go here, like how not only Ida the Owl Lady, but also Owl the Ida the Owl Lady. And then there's mice, there's mouth, there's coughing and wheezing homosexuals who's being skepticals. Not interested should be passed, really. Yeah, sure. Okay. That was it always lets me click on these things, so it's never too late to correct them, I guess. Although I guess that would you would ought to be capitalized, right? You would. Hello to meth lover belover. Is the last name a real last name, or is it supposed to be like Arcane Piltover? I'm looking at the Alien Smasher Pass. For some reason, the Jabba the Hutt disturbs me on many levels, every level you can think of, but then like a similarly slug-shaped thing from Starstruck Odyssey disturbs me less, because like it takes over a brain. So what if it takes over your own brain? Is that weird? Is that weird? Is it just a fun name? Okay, here's to fun names. Cheers to fun names. To fun names with you. Okay, there's more aliens than one really knows what to do with. How Treasure Planet. Treasure Island different from Treasure Planet. There's a couple of different things. There is a mouse. Oh. Oh, that's why you said you thought that was a mouse. You know, I feel like that can and could and should be a fun sort of a drawing challenge as I flip back between these two things. You said you forgot to add the Mothman. The taxonomically, when you bring up the Mothman, known for his incredible thickness, we are in hell. Like not like you're going to hell for lusting after the Mothman. No, not at all. It was actually the 11th commandment. Mothman's super sexy. What I'm saying here is, taxonomically, when you try to categorize the Mothman, is that an alien? Is that an alien truly? Is that a demon? I don't actually know the Mothman lore, because we have aliens over here. Then we have demons over here. And they are many of a kind. Damn, who got those legs? Oh. And then you zoom into the things which are winged, and I'm not sure if Mothman was forgotten or simply taking another form. You got an eyeball in your hand. There is. Doomzilla saying, okay, why are you trying to have babies with that? Okay, fine. No, okay, just to eliminate the ambiguity, of course, yes, we are killing Jabba the Hutt. Of course, kind of a girl boss moment when you kill Jabba the Hutt. There's tears to this. There's nuance to this. Saying, is that the little blob from Doom? Probably. Probably. Are we in Doom? We in Doom now? I cannot recognize most of these. I can't tell when someone's from Doom, but they all could be. And I would not know any better. Okay, is some of these from Doom? Hello, Medusa. Hello, Medusa. Does Catgirl show up in Doom? Okay. So. Okay. Things that I have missed in here. Now there's good names for YouTube saying, goddamn, I'm gay for the Mothman. And hijinks okay saying not a lot of people are just gay or straight. But I do believe that some of the supposed straight people are actually to some degree of bisexual but combat. Like, literally the most affirming thing I've ever seen. I'm loving this mouse. The most affirming thing I've ever seen was on and I guess this was one thing that Reddit is good for, but it was on the bisexual subreddit where they're like, yeah, even if you're just like 1% attracted to the same gender as you, then that's a type of bisexuality. We welcome you in here. And I was like, that is so welcoming. I should stop overthinking this immediately. Should completely stop overthinking this immediately. Alright, what else have I got? I've tried to map out a little bit of a kiss, and the kiss looks like a little bit of a mouse. I'm now honestly a little bit inspired to just draw more of the mouse. I'm figuring out the smash or pass, but first we figure out. And I guess according to the title, it's all the OCs are being gay today. I guess here's a gay mouse. You've appeared, and right here is a gay mouse. Okay, so there's Felicia is from Darkstalkers. Doom is down a bit. The one boobed up cat girl is from that one fighting game. Is a demon. You consider all the Darkstalkers demons. This is why taxonomically you don't want to ask me what Mothman is, because I would never be able to categorize, much less mothagorize. Still saying why people would have babies with demons. Hey, not necessarily. There's like several tiers. There's the aberration. I know it must be early in the day for this level of interneting. It must be early in the day for this level of interneting for you, Doomzilla. There's I look at this as if there's any explanation that that pops on out of here. There's my girlfriend has watched Dragon Ball. I want to say almost all of it. I really do wonder what the standout opinion is. So this gay mouse, this gals, this, I say, I don't really have any gay OCs, but there is one guy I kind of sort of headcanon as Pan. And then there's Hijinks Arcade with your laptop crashing, and Jabba can go to super hell. This is true. Was that a space whale? Or wait, no, this is on the demon mode, so that's not a space whale. If something's mouth is too big, then it makes me think of it might eat you. This scares me very much. I have to be passing when something's mouth is too big, and then I am frightened. Can't help it. If I was born a little weenie, and I will die a little weenie, and I was always a little weenie. Saying, is that a spider? Is venom and carnage? Okay, but you can't be surprised about the venom and carnage. You don't want to be on Tumblr when a venom and or a carnage movie comes out, because there is non-stop fan fictions about the venom and the carnage. Alright, so there's I love the little hair you gave to this mouse. This mouse just appeared, and I'm now a fan. I'm now a fan of this mouse. I've given the second one a larger sort of a nose, and and you know what? When your nose is larger, so is your hoodie, cloak, and/or scarf. Yep, it's just they don't really tell you this in fashion school. It's true though. You get completely covered in the blankets. And then they're saying, okay, so Frieza Dragon Ball Z has some cool gender things going on. Wood Smash. And you're saying that's a big flying whale from Devil May Cry. I'm glad that I can identify when there's a flying whale. I was thinking I should finally, do justice to my younger self and maybe draft the novel idea that I thought of. Mothman appeared. I have to draw more Mothman. Have you? Is it okay? Not to back myself into a corner on any sort of thing. You ever seen fan arts of like really thick Mothman? They're saying they're aliens that argue. What are people thinking these days? If you don't know what the people are thinking, then you should not know what the people are thinking. You just find out how much you want to think, and then you decide that's how much you're gonna think. And there's Zermaki was saying, I want to create that this extended. You've extended my name. You've extended. Want to create Alejandro Lady Gaga, but I'm afraid to spook them out with my big mouth. Well, you're not gonna. I never thought I'd ask this, but you're not gonna vor me. I would be like, that's. Thanks for reading my mind on Mothman. This campaign. Okay, I've seen some really good, what is it, Mothman arts. If I look up all of the sudden Mothman Tumblr. Oh, it knows it's a single word. There's a lot of options for what you might want Mothman to look at. It's not in the top search results. So when I think to myself, have you been on Tumblr pictures all the time? What is all of this? Oh no, the conversation's there. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna draw a really caked up Mothman for a second. I'm losing my train of thought at every single second. Do not visit tumblr.com. Oh no. There's what you're saying, Donzilla. You would be surprised. Any of these aliens or demons are tame in comparison to the things that people like we live in a society. Oh dear. Oh my stars. I'm so sorry to interact in a way that has proven shocking. Okay, I've seen like a Mothman with a freaking proboscis with a, okay, wait, if I look at, this is gonna bother me actually. This is gonna bother me even more than Venom and Carnage are bothering you. This is gonna bother me if I don't know where my mental image of Mothman came up from. Moth proboscis. Is it, okay, like, does it look like anything? Does it look like something? I've seen this before. I've seen a specific artwork of this type of a Mothman before, and yet it refuses to show itself to me. I'm seeing a lot of real, actual moths now trying to figure this out. Good God. You're right. Silver Y moth proboscis. That's exciting. Hello to Ollie Selin and Coughing and Wheezing who returns. Coughing and Wheezing, I assume. Alright, so here is one beefed up moth proboscis, and I feel like I see. Okay, wait, is this more of a fly? And that's why I can't find any art that's in my head that looks like this. Okay, and then your big, fluffy, Mothman ears, and then do I know the poses in my head? I'm getting really fixated on the Mothman, and I've only put one person into this Smash Beth. Oh, you're saying you can't draw Godzilla anymore? You lost your drawing skills? No, I believe in you. Just like start from I don't know, the teeth probably. Are we having some bloodied up OCs around here? I love it. Everyone was meant to go into those stories to suffer. All right, what am I looking at? I think, okay, I don't actually have this pose around here, but I can just sort of extrapolate what it is. Okay, so first of all, what I'm thinking of specifically is Mothman in the booty shorts, because I feel like I've seen that somewhere before. You do not have merely a dump truck, you have something beyond. All right, and then you can't just end it there. You also have to have like really thick legs, I guess. Really thick legs. All right, so Mothman just sees you looking, I guess. Blush. And what are we looking at? So in the tier list is, if anything on the tier list is shocking, that they aren't very experienced on the internet. I feel like it could also surprise someone who's been on the internet a second, and then they'd be like, okay, yes, that was 2 seconds of surprise, but they're over here. Now I'm back together. Okay, there. So she's saying, did you know some moth species don't have a mouth? They don't need to eat because they live to fuck. That reminds me of Margaret Thatcher. And I wish that I explained that with the full context, but now you just think I have a weird impression of former British leader and, I don't know, the despot, whatever, Margaret Thatcher. My knowledge is meme-based, and it makes sense. It makes sense in that context. So, there's Hijinks Arcade saying, have you seen the Snake Ladies from XCOM? Because I haven't played XCOM, but I know and very much appreciate the Snake Ladies. Just want to be wrapped up and cuddled by powerful snake women every day. Every day we face these sort of things. Was this a... For a second, I thought this was the fellow from Helix. Alright, so I'm trying to draw hands on your hips, but also your incredible wings, I guess, because here is your back. I had so many pictures of moths just open, and where are they now? What kind of moth is the Mothman? There's... Putting my head on your hip is going on here. In this jet? Sure. And then there's... Okay, so here's this. Oh, it was quotes. It was quotes from an audio. It was quotes from an audio that I have mildly remembered, but not remembered enough to fully quote onto the beat. Oh my god. Alright, so here's this. Here is this. It makes sense, I swear. When you have a certain level of internet running through your bloodstream, it completely makes sense. Alright, what the hell am I looking at? Last message I was on was Snake Ladies. There's... Okay, not to loving XCOM. And should have included Space Godzilla in the alien tier list. If I look at your link here... of Space Godzilla from wikizilla.org. Now that's a good one. Good type of a name, spawned by some of Godzilla's cells, which were cast into outer space. There's a combat mode and a flying mode. Let me see flying mode. That doesn't look aerodynamic. That looks crystalline, like a paperweight. I guess that's kind of smashable. I guess I do see it, kind of. If I were not dying. Okay, all of these on the list just sort of presuppose that you're not going to die, which is really funny to say when you're looking at, I don't know, Amethyst and Pearl. Really funny to say. Okay, what else was I... What are Yeah. Okay, Zero Kiva was saying, should I birth a child because everyone else is procreating actively nowadays? If yes, should it be human or part moth? Dang, okay. Money bags, rich. You have mothmans. You have mothmans, you know them. That's a privilege. That's a privilege nowadays, knowing the mothmans. Okay, there's this talking of birthing an egg. I would never do something to somebody, one of yours eggs. There. Okay, so there's talk of Wayne Hiley's and government names happening. What was happening here? Oh god, this canvas is so funny now. Okay. There's Mutachart, who has appeared to say hello everyone, and Doomzilla saying, if you want to be Space Godzilla, you're cooked. I imagine I would get cooked very easily, as there's so many on the list which wish to kill you. Okay, there's oh no, please don't claim to to solo Space Godzilla. Okay, the song's excellent. Your Sona simping for Mothman. One day I'll figure out what it means to have a Sona. This is super stylin' though. This is so stylin', my gosh. I believe in Yasona and the Mothman. I believe in it. Alright, so what? I was going to... I came in here half an hour ago with so much focus in my head. I came in here and something really focused and making sense was gonna happen. I mean, I guess I wanna sort. I wanna sort. Sort like a couple more in here. We have the death tier. We have the death tier for a Jabba the Hutt. We have a utmost admiration for Pearl. Would she marry me though? That's a different that's a different question entirely. That's a completely different question. Oh no. Okay. So there's so the discourse on whether you can solo Space Godzilla continues, and I'm figuring out something, but I can no longer remember what. I think I kind of wanted to iterate. If I right click on this, does it show all of my personal informations ever? Well, I guess if I don't want to risk that. Okay, what size is this at? 6 to 8. We make my face ginormous once again. Wow. I didn't realize what all was in frame and wasn't in frame. My 2023 calendar is still there. Hello, here's the largest face I can possibly have. Okay, so what I'm looking for is a little bit of art. No, okay, I did find it, but I didn't want to find it. So let's just zoom back out of my face. Put that all back together. Nothing even happened. You didn't even see me. You can't see me. My time is now. I don't know. Anyway, so that's approximately the same size, and I could vanish the entire... Huh. Oh, okay. Well, it's a good thing this stuff locks back into place. Otherwise, I would never be able to find out exactly where I had put it. Alright, everything's alright there. There's Zermakiba by Mothman and potential egg children. Oh, Mothman. We loved you so much. And we loved watching you leave even more. Look at saying, we are forgetting something very important in the Smash or Pass tier list. Sometimes the smash is obligatory. Doesn't depend on what you want, but the wishes of the creature. You scare me. You scare me out here, but in the levity and the joking sort of a context, I pick up what you're putting down. There's hiding saying, Mary Pearl, love her so much. Also, she looks incredible in leather jackets. fancy suit, big gamer pearl, and thanks for compliments, I had some type of train of thought. But then if I say that too close to the Smash or Pass tier list, I think of a Smash or Pass tier list of trains or something. There's, some true dramas, some true angst up in this art over here. You gotta put some appreciative hearts on the arts up in this canvas. On the Mothman, on the dramas, you gotta love all of the art. There's, talking about would marry Arbiter from Halo. Arbiter from Halo, you say? Okay, I've seen Halo being played. I've seen Halo around. Do I recognize Arbiter Halo on sight? I would guess it's like either this fellow or this fellow. Arbiter Halo. These are like the characters that I know more. And then this one, it's been like a while since I saw Treasure Planet. Am I seriously getting the hiccups? Yes, I guess so. Okay, cool. I don't want to get the hiccups. I want to, I don't know, I want to be free. I want to do everything. Okay, wait. This is a drawing challenge sort of a thing that I thought of earlier when the mouse was mistaken for the pose was mistaken for mouse. Okay, if I draw like an outline of an animal or something, can I turn that into a pose for one or two people or some kind of scenario? Okay, so this animal, I still had a bunch of moths up. So this animal is a moth. And its wings are going like forward like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. Okay, that's how the wings are going, and then like this, and okay, maybe that made more sense for the mouse, because it doesn't quite make sense now that I've just basically drawn one. And okay, did you just put a Sanghili? Did you just put a random one of the species in there? Is what I'm seeing, is what I'm saying. Huh, okay. So a silver looking armor is what's going on. And smash all legal characters of Treasure Planet. Somebody saying, I would marry Jabba the Hutt. Imagine the money, the prestige, the galactic fame. Yes, I would have to do things that would traumatize my psychiatrist, but dude, I would be so rich. Do you think that... Okay, so Jabba the Hutt very much dies. Very much... Sorry to spoil Star Wars for you if you have not seen Star Wars. Very much dies, though. So... Are you assuming that maybe you will be like the heir, the next in command? Because the one in canon that is the next in command, they killed that one too. You would have to be very good at rootin', tootin', guns and shootin'. There's a lot of Mary Cat Captain of Ship, and then there's Snake Ladies happening. Cat Captain of Ship. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I have seen Treasure Planet, but I feel like this is incredibly vouched for. Sure, I trust your judgment. Trust your judgment. What goes up in here? I don't remember which slug this is, which doesn't bode well. But I can see it being happy if you like are in the same body. If you so if you have a parasite and then you marry it and it's like nice or something, maybe that could go really well. There's oh my gosh, this is a lot of the little sonas up in here. And then also true to the title of this, do I have cool poses for my most gay ass OCs. Do I have cool poses? Because there's some that I've drawn before, and yet to make it completely worthwhile. Whoa! Okay. Jeez, wow. Okay. I scrolled through my list of poses that I still have on file and almost forgot what I was saying because apparently I just have baseball poses saved. Okay, cool. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna draw that one today, but there's also very sweet other poses that were also happening. Okay, God, what was I thinking about? Anyway. Okay, did your message about smashing the blob not go through? Oh dang, are we denied premium blob content, blob tent, if you will? This is some cool OCs. It reminded me of the Five Nights at Freddy. I don't know if that is a good thing to say to people's arts that I have just seen, but it is just reminding me of this in a way that I mean to be complimentary and good. And okay, so there might give us asking, aren't Sailor Moon characters technically aliens too? Because they're reincarnations of princesses from the respectful planets, so even more humanoid smashable characters. It could be. Although I haven't finished the series yet, so rather than aliens, I only know them as high schoolers. So there's a little bit of a pose going on like this. How to make the pose so beautiful? It's one of my favorite. They were like one of the first on-screen kisses between women in the 90s, and there's this behind the scenes photo. Why isn't my things drawing? Why aren't they doing this? It might be time to replace the little thingy up in here. I can't quite tell when that's supposed to be, but I know that this thing came with extra stylus tip thing. Alright, so here is what a person is made of. Your neck is like this. I don't know. Okay, build it out of a bunch of scribbles first is what I always love to do. Okay, a little bit like this, a little bit like this. Your hand goes like this and like this. Got some epic background music going on here indeed. And then I've miscalculated about the hand. It's one hell of a lump. So what you were trying to say was smash the blob. Think of all the places it could get into. That was a painstaking message to send. Alright, okay, so there's talk of Parasite marrying. You gave me a great idea. I'm gonna make a webcomic titled My Parasite Girlfriend. It's copyrighted. Now do not use this ideas under the rights of copy. Hey, there's been some excellent random yoga friend anime ideas. If I look that up right now though, if I look up Parasite, like, oh, okay, well there's already, I don't know what kind that is, but when I start to look that up, spooky. Okay, don't know what that's about, but there's like related mangas and stuff. If I look up Parasite GF, is it still a thing? No, but Google thinks that it might be a type of ideal girlfriend. Alright. There's so the guy with the explanations. That's the character I was talking about earlier. I'm trying to make a design for him. He's from Forsaken. Whoa, shocker. Oh, hey. Oh my gosh, cool. Okay, looking snazzy. Looking snazzy over there. Okay, so what exactly goes into posing up two characters? Your heads are like that. Your faces are like that. It's these characters. They are from, I suppose it will not be recognizable, but I just love them. They are from my 90s show, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, one of the first women kisses on the television. And because Star Trek is supposed to be set in a future where none of the human bigotries exist anymore, and we've outgrown all of those, and it's cool and it's better because it's set in a setting like that. However, they were still like making that episode in the literal 90s. They had a metaphor. They had a metaphor for their discriminations in their alien ways. Okay, so here is what a hand is made out of. I think I'm always saying that. I think I'm always saying that I don't know what a hand is made out of. Presumably the meat of a hand. All right, so I really want to start drawing with like more graceful shapes too. More graceful shapes. Okay, so it goes like this, and then you're like sitting on something that's not actually quite a chair, not actually quite a table. Alright. So I'm okay with the explanations. Yeah, but no, manga follows them to college, so in my mind they're young adults. But yeah, in the anime they're young, sorry for the non-appropriate smash candidates. I mean, like on the one hand, okay, so to my knowledge, as someone who has not watched all of Sailor Moon, but I did watch like a strangely complex lore video, they're also does the show follow them or not follow them, or show a version of them that's like 10,000-year-old, which anime you're gonna get into some weird territory. But does that mean if they're in their certain outfit that represents that it has been either a million years or gone to college, then the context is there in your mind? I'm trying to put together a sentence. In conclusion, no problem. Okay, there's hijinks. Okay, saying my tier list does have a friendship tier, so they would be good in there. And saying also a stereotype that some anime girls are like 1,000-year-old, but with high school minds and bodies. So yeah, creepy territory, right? Always 100% all the time. There's saying friendship Garnet, but only because she's already married. I think of sardonyx. And I wonder if the experience of like those episodes, that episode, is Garnet the kind of marriage where if you know them for long enough, so probably not possible for humans, where if you know them for long enough, you can say, that's a great marriage you have there. Are you taking applications? Which, as if it's a job or something. Alright, so there's actually saying, what are you supposed to do if you are married to a space princess, and then she dies, and reincarnates, and as a high schooler? Oh my god, you can only divorce. Okay, but like Sailor Moon is supposed to be really powerful, right? You probably have to ask her to kill you. That's, yeah, there's no other choice. And, and, is an idea being walked on a leash or perhaps poked with a stick? Loving this sassy Sona. Loving this Sona out here. Okay. I want to figure out what poses are made of. A little bit like this. A little bit like sloping shoulders that go just so. A little bit like this. A little bit like this. I've also started to... I should really organize my inspirations better. Should really like have a proper Pinterest board, because I just got reminded of the concept of magical realism the other day. I don't know, like Hilda or something, where there's something magical going on in an otherwise mundane world, and the world is just changed by that much, and it's absolutely fascinating to consider. I like that concept so much, and I straight up forgot. Straight up forgot. Alright, so kind of like this. Kind of like this, because your hand is resting on the table that this individual is sitting on. And after a lot of careful measurements in the artistic sense, we will eventually be gay. All of this artwork that I go through, cramp on my wrist just to be gay. Alright, so. Hijinks I can't sing. Also, while I was looking for women Yajuta/predators, I found out that they're supposed to be even bigger and stronger than the men, which is turbo-based. God, I really love applying the label of turbo-based to things. Turbo-based. Like, based, I want to say overused. Hello, is this gingerbread face? Hello, is this the most stylish and excellent gingerbread face? Most perfect, most excellent. Turbo-based, my new favorite phrase. It's gonna go there. Found some really cool characters, including Big Mama, who I put on the tier list, and Would Marry, yes. Remember when there were people saying fusion was a euphemism for sex, and there were people believing it and putting it in Curiosity's videos and tops and stuff. Curiosity's videos? I like theories, or I'm I'm mixing it up. I'm mixing it up, aren't I? There's talking of guessing the end of the first reincarnation arc. The stream is full of psychics. It's like in the lore video that I watched against advisement of somebody who intends to finish watching Sailor Moon sometime, there was like Tuxedo Mask is like supposed to be your husband or something. That is what it means. So I kind of know that. Remembering how the fusion discourse was all confusing. I try to have a coherent thought. Out here. It is kind of neat to think of fusions as a representation of the relationship that the characters have to each other, which I guess was how it was, I don't know, said to be represented. But also that kind of that at once explains the Steven and Greg fusion. Well, but at the same time, it makes the fusion between all the rubies really funny to me, because it's the embodiment of co-workers, isn't it? The embodiment of co-workers. But also, if all of those rubies lived apart for long enough and became kind of different and had different experiences, and then fusion is still supposed to be a representation of their relationship to each other, would their mega fusion then be different? If Garnet's ruby went into that fusion, would it turn out different? I want to say maybe it would. Like, it would still be a ruby, but maybe have some interesting features. Okay, Matching Sakate had said, also calling the Yatuja predators is an easy way to get side eyes. But, of course, I mean the ones who fought the xenomorphs/aliens and also smashed the xenomorphs. Expansive. Completely everything. Okay, so Zero Make it saying, I wish Stephen's name would start with a J, so him and Greg would be Shrek Fusion. God. Shrek from Political Compass? Shrek from YouTube? Oh my god. There's saying We Last React still goes on about fusion being sex, and she's currently watching the show, which is like, no, it can be something more intimate, but fusion clearly represents all sorts of relationships. It's... I do see where people's wires got crossed, but I don't know. I hope the extended perspective comes about. Okay. Then there's Steven Universe saying, I wanted a Steven Lars fusion. They would be called stars, and it's in my thoughts all the time. Absolutely killing it with the name. Absolutely killing it with the name. Oh my gosh, that's some shiny angst. Oh my gosh, that's some shiny and rendered angst. Oh my gosh. Little bit of hearts, even though they are angsting intensely. Wow, this is going really cool. This is going really cool up in here. Wow, and there's 2.0 Emitter saying, alright guys, I'm booting up my computer for this. Well, hello. I see perhaps you've spotted that there's a magma canvas where one might draw your most gay SOCs. I've posed out a couple, but I have enough gay SOCs that I could easily get confused about which ones I am drawing. But I won't. Just commit to the ones I thought of initially. Just commit to the ones. Alright, so here is this. Have another layer. Have a Steven and a Lars fusion. How do they see each other? They've certainly seen each other at different stages. Like there's a fusion that would look drastically different depending on what time they fused. I'm completely fascinated. There's who's saying, did you call me Steven Universe? None of my words are landing where I want them to, so maybe. Straight up maybe. It's nice to meet you, Steven. Nice to meet you, Steven Universe. Talking about how you're your own gay SOC. Perfect. That's why I keep drawing my soda. I'm going to bed nighty-night. Thanks for stopping by with these cool arts. With these very cool arts indeed. Oh, look at that. Oh, like... types of art styles I want to see like an animatic in. How fun. And I just saying, but for the demon one I included Bayonetta and Jean and also Rosa, Bayo's mom, despite being witches, because I couldn't not, and you would marry Bayonetta. There's the buzz happening to the coughing and wheezing, and okay, I look at the demon smash or pass. Everyone whose mouth too large, you go over here, because I cannot handle it. I cannot handle the thought of a mouth being too large. It makes me kinda spooked. This is a very large cat. I'm so sorry. Your mouth too large. I'm sorting by mouth size very, very judiciously. Is Bayonetta in here? Yes, Bayonetta. Where I see? I'm blind, literally. Oh, there we go. Wait, next to Belos. Wait. Okay. This is like a shiny. Is this like a special? Zero my keyboard request that I kill Hootie. I would probably die trying if I were to try. Not that it's on the top of my mind to try. Not that it's at the top of my mind. It's like you're saying, I want Bayonetta to step on me. I haven't played the games, but I know so little of the character. But it's pretty much in the top step-onable. Is that the right word? Top types of characters. Saying, but imagine the possibilities with the Fat Queen. I have my phobia. Phobia. That's the whole thing. It's funny to me that there's two miserable looking fellows in this picture looking completely startled at a calico cat. The oh, she seems nice. She seems perfectly nice, honestly. Okay, characters that I'm thinking of. Have I drawn this character before? Okay, I've drawn one of these characters before, but I've thought of them as a couple for so long in the, I don't know, world of original characters. Okay. Okay, what was I trying to find? Trying to find an art style inspiration, because there's one artist that makes some characters that are quite cool. Okay, I should probably update the hair, although update is maybe not the right word, because if I have never drawn this character before, then it's not quite right. Okay, well, there's options. There's options out here as I look for inspirations. Saying, why do you have warphobia? Have you been eaten in the past? I don't know, it just kept continuously coming up. It just kept coming up in so many pieces of kids media. Every kids show has somebody going in stomachs or something, and I thought that was the nastiest thing I've ever seen. I could never be a doctor. There might be a stomach there. God, never make me think of a stomach. Horrible. Alright, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Here is some round ears. Okay, if I round out the face, but it's sort of after the fact. Okay, how does that work? I'm trying to draw it like this art style, and yet do I know there's a little bit of a flash from this. Okay, you're talking about that one episode of the Magic School Bus? Yes, they had one in, okay, Phineas and Ferb. They had one in Wizards of Waverly Place. Really put an age and date on this baby. But they had one in the book I was reading that I think was about like the Frog Princess. They have that in Pinocchio, Disney's Pinocchio. Horrible. Everybody messing with me. Intolerable. Can't stand it. Alright, so what do eyes look like from the side? Yeah, okay, I'll go with that for now. And I think I want to block out a shape for a nose. Sure. There's a shape for a nose. And I've made the chin too long, haven't I? Made the chin too long. That's what is messing with me. Zermaka is saying, I like teeth, I won't elaborate. Teeth look excellent in art, I will say. Teeth look excellent in art. Some sharp teeth. Biting time. Biting zone. Awesome. Incredible. Magnificent. No notes. All of it, you know? However, the mouth the size of my entire body. I'll consider that a boundary. Saying that the back cleans some of the most missed potential from the house. It's really hilarious to think of that in the context of the Smasher Pass tier list. Really hilarious. Just to go from one thought to the other a little bit too fast and think to myself, yeah, maybe with one more season of the Owl House, the Bat Queen would start dating somebody. Maybe. You were saying you would smash most of the Darkstalkers roster, honestly. Incredible amounts of swag going on here. What is this tier? Wow. So some of these look like a flower made of meat. or a furry made of angel, or a Mothman made of metal. A lot of things going on there. So you're saying I own a real cat girl and I want to abolish the cat girl trope. Wait, not at all. But the common cat girl personality is nothing like a real cat girl personality. It's cute, but it's bullshit. It's not realistic. You can't just drop this lore and not elaborate. Good God, you mean it own? You own a type of girl? Now that's unheard of, is it? That's shocking. Oh my God. Here is a little bit of this happening. Let's draw a mouth, maybe. Do I know what is mouth? Okay, how much anime inspiration is really happening here? I've made the eyeballs, made your eyeballs too big, and I'm looking at noses, but like in this vaguely Disney inspired style. It's kind of like that, and it's not really kind of like, okay, there's in some ways this person style that I'm referencing looks more Disney, and in some ways it looks more anime. Alright, so go like this, build a head, locate the amount of head, something like that. It does surprise me which of your messages Hijinks Arcade versus get censored versus which ones don't. I wish that the setting that I tried to put where I just allow all of your messages, wish that would work. But hot damn, nothing works. Alright, so Zero Mickey Buzzing. I'm afraid I'm too old for real education. I'm born to be an unemployed artist, but great suggestion about being a dentist because you love teeth. But then, like, dentists and orthodontists, isn't their job to make your teeth, like, less interesting? Maybe I'm just speaking as somebody who had braces, and doesn't anymore, but had braces. But, my teeth were, like, super interesting in a painful way before I had the braces. I had one that was, like, way up in the middle of the gums. They dragged that all the way back down. Absolutely, yeah. Ooh, wow, that took forever. Very painful. Saying, yes, it's a cat, and it's a girl. A female cat, if you want it scientific. She only thinks about food and sleep. Alright. I lower my eyebrow of suspicion at you. No longer am I suspicious of you. This sounds perfectly normal, perfectly reasonable. Okay, what are noses made of? Okay, because I'm looking at this art style, and then I'm looking at what I just did, and the lips were kind of graceful, but the nose is not looking like the beauteous art style that I am beholding. Okay, maybe you just go full anime inspiration. Here's a side view, and that's helping me. You go full anime inspiration and then round it out a little. Okay, that works for like a flattish sort of face. Something. Alright, there's Hijinks Arcade saying I included 2 Gamoras because I like short hair Gamora a lot more. Oh, let's take a proper look. Oh, well, I guess that's like 2 different sorts of. This is from video game or some such. Oh, nice. There's so she's saying you had braces, you weren't born with straight teeth, you straightened your gay teeth. Not to be orthodontically homophobic. Absolutely everything was getting stuck in the teeth I used to eat with, yeah. Absolutely stuck in the teeth that I was using to eat. So now they're just like one big old shelf. And do things still get stuck in those teeth? Yeah, honestly, yeah, but like less so, less weird configurations. There's so many alien. Incredible. Amazing. Is that normal Chewbacca? Is that... I think it is. I can't actually tell Chewbacca apart from other Wookiees. We have to marrying Ahsoka. Favorite all-time Ahsokas. There's I think I keep saying I have a girl cat named Baby Cat, because that's what my younger sister decided when we got her. Baby for short. And also a guy cat named Hamish. How does a cat end up being named Hamish? That's a quite good name, I want to say. Quite a good name. Alright, did I mess up the distance of ears? Literally, I've been on this drawing for, 20 minutes, and I have zero drawing progress. Alright. Okay, so if what I'm thinking from this art style is true. Okay, so you go for the simplified one, and then I'm also going to want to locate the first drawing that I was referencing and everything. Oh my god, I keep losing my place and searching the wrong things too. Cool. What's the opposite of the cat girl? Werewolf mafia boyfriend who's a bit cruel but secretly sweet. I'm trying to draw the gender swapped sort of version of that. I don't know. It'll become clearer later. And I'm not trying to draw that just now. It's just a drawing that I started yesterday, and I started trying to put more detail into it than usual. Actually, that was what I made the face camera super big for earlier. You know what the hell? I decided against showing the artworks earlier, but here we go right now because it's on my mind. Specifically drawing it based off this singular Tumblr post, which if I could just find it for a second. Okay. It's supposed to be like a fae queen, but it's been a while. It's been literally since my fairy obsession, a literal lifetime ago, that I have drawn fairies and such. And so okay, it's not even in this image viewer thing, it's not even that visible. Okay, so here's my entire massive face. Scroll that down a little bit, where I am then trying to figure out how to put my camera at the same size for one, but trying to figure out what the gender swap version of typical TikTok tropes. And there's art inspirations, but we're ending up in a different pose. Actually, art inspirations, but we're ending up in a different pose. None of this. Okay, I'm losing my place a million times over. There's the guy saying, just realized I've barely said a word and I've been drawing this random free groups. Hey, sometimes one locks in, sometimes one completely freaking focuses in there. You're saying that I'm catless, so weak, so pathetic, doesn't get the meows and purrs. I'm not like this on purpose. I simply chose to let my little brother live because he's so allergic to cats that he would really die. Is it such a crime that he must draw breath? No. There's... You see, it doesn't matter how much you zoom to add to yourself. It would take many zooms to reach one plank length. But yeah, basically, this post... It's like, you know those romantic fantasy novels that are insanely popular on TikTok about some insanely powerful, ambiguously brown, buff, 300-year-old possessive fae vampire dragon guy falling in love with a stuffed 20-something peasant girl that's meant to be a self-insert. Someone starts out the Someone starts out the train of thought like that. Well, hear me out, they go on. 300-year-old, insanely overpowered, possessive, fey queen and her hot 20-something twink himbo boy toy that's obsessed with her. Especially if she's portrayed as an off-putting eldritch shadow cryptid that freaks everyone in the room out except him who's super into it. And like, I had seen that post a couple of weeks ago and started to wonder about it. We got, like, for some reason, unsettling characters. I like when they have, like, goat eyes, but when I try to put the other pupil into this drawing, it doesn't go very well. And so I think I would have to decide on the colors of these eyeballs before I don't know, put the pupils in. And you're saying that blue-haired, magic-looking lady, very cool and beautiful art. Yeah, the art inspirations. That's by Saikimi Art, I think. Can't remember if that talented artist who did the swaps of what this is Hades. This is Hades from Disney's Hercules. This is Saikimi-chan, Deviant Art. And I found some of that older, I believe this art, digital art. It's like 10 years old at this point. 10 years of Deviant Art's digital arts and things. And yeah, I feel like there was some story with this artist that's gonna. It's not even relevant, but it's gonna bug me if I don't know. Okay, things that I have missed over here. Saying so we can all agree that Vilgax from Ben 10 serves an unfathomable amount of right? Problematic fave. Wood. What? Okay, if I just look up, yeah, okay. So that's the individual that I saw. Was that on the alien or was that on the demon side? Oh, that was over here. Yeah, okay. When I think it over, yeah, kind of serving. What's with the fit? What's with the shiny fit? Okay, you may have served. All right. So, what am I looking at? And Zermakiva said, literally Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner, and okay. So we did know Sakimi-chan. Okay, yeah. Done a bunch of the arts like that, the cool stuff to look at, and oh, I just found it on regular Tumblr. You're saying there's more arts. Alright, I might literally be thinking of a different artist. I think okay, please don't let me have confused this artist with, wait, what? Okay, I think I confused this artist with somebody who literally died. And that was bugging me for a second, but okay, still drawing out there, huh? Still drawing out in the world. That's the high quality arts. What am I looking at? There's okay. There's oh, okay. So you're saying wasn't gonna mention it, but no, it literally is Kimi-chan. Her and cute, sexy robots are goats. Is there a robot focus up in there? Okay, so it's mostly NSFW artists, huh? I could have guessed. I should have guessed. One day I'll be so psychic. I'll make my guesses correct. Alright, the hell was I looking at before putting this in my browser history? Was looking at art references. Was looking at the artist known as Pranay for some serious references. Tell me how to do it. Tell me how the face is formed. because there's some seriously cute stuff going on here. There's a lot of hair shapes. There's a lot of hair shapes that are possible. This is gonna... I mean, I guess the only way to really decide on one is to draw your characters with a bunch of different hairstyles. Okay, figuring that out. There's... I didn't just say anything. I made it very good. Perfect. Excellent. And what have I missed around here on this canvas? Ooh! Wait! Is this what the internet likes to call a biblically accurate angel? Choking over my words there. But I see the wings and I see the eyes, and I think of the conception of what I know is looking quite cool. Okay, oh my gosh. Hey, that's awesome. Putting some hearts on your arts. Oh my gosh, look at these entities beyond comprehension, and yet what we can comprehend is the love. The love shall be comprehended. Okay, every single day I think I know how to draw a face and what a face is made of. Okay, let's just make these in the exact same style. That's sort of in this anime-inspired sort of a shape, but then does that make sense with how much neck I've given you? Do I move up the rest of the body? I think I do. I think I do. Is this where I've kept the rest of your body? Yes, it is. And then there's... I'm going to make my research on those artists later, for artistry reasons. I don't know. Okay, I'm not surprised on that. I'm just surprised that you don't know. I'm surprised there's something out there you're not knowing. Alright, so here is scooting one's entire body and shoulder up in here. Just sort of moving that. Sort of moving like that. Alright, this successfully reduces the neck. I've done proportions in a strange way. Oh, hello to the shady gray, announcing yourself with a and guess who's here? Wait, hello? Is it you? If it's not you, I'm gonna be surprised. Maybe even startled, maybe frightened. The shady gray, who is here? I'm guessing that is you. Okay, let's adjust some of this, just some face, because although I went for the strange anime-inspired type of skull, I think I still managed to put the nose in the wrong place. I'm gonna want to put the ears somewhere. Sweet Jesus. I say to myself every single day, I did learn how to draw a face. I've seen a face before. Sources say I might even have one. And yet, drawing a face, it remains elusive, it remains difficult, it remains a series of proportions that I just kind of figure out. Okay. Things... I scarcely got to, catch up on things that are also new with me as well. I had been to my grandparents' old broke down house that we had to take a U-Haul of stuff out of last week, and luckily it wasn't as bad as I thought. It made it easier on me. I am grateful that my mom made it easier on me, even though it was still not great to be there. Alright, so is this... Okay, you have the nose, and then you round it out, and then I haven't been driving for a while since I got my license, but I drove on the highway for the first time. Didn't even kill anybody. That's pretty great, dare I say. And what am I? Okay, I'm getting this thought mixed up with the nose. And then I saw the trailer for the new season of Danda Dan, and I'm excited for that. And then the movie that Netflix is coming out with, K-pop Demon Hunters, saw the trailer for that. It did make me laugh out loud. It did make me laugh. Just sort of exhale through the mouth, suddenly caught me by surprise, kind of a thing. So so that bodes well, I suppose. Whoa, hello to you, Aisha Love. Hello. How are you? How are you today? I'm back for some drawing. I straight up don't know where I'm gonna be next Thursday because I think I'm being carted off yet again, but I guess I shall keep posting updates in the Discord. It's like with the don't dox yourself. I shall try not to dox myself. I had a pan-fried soup dumpling. Is that doxing myself? It's squote. Past tense of squote. And it just, that's something that soup dumplings do, because it's a dumpling that's filled with soup, and it was still the most delicious, amazing dumpling ever, but still very surprising. Okay, so the follow-up to Guess Who's Here was It's Demalia, oh my, and important question, where in the tier would you put Vibri? And that's Vib from Vib Ribbon. Happening this character indeed. I don't know the details. We try to keep it so legal. I don't know the details. We try to keep it so legal. All right. So there's Aisha Love saying, at a really bad time and then a fun time, so my mood is a bit messy. Whoa, okay, kind of half and half events happening to you. There's 2.0 saying, where can I get the link for the Discord? Oh, link for the Discord versus the versus this man. Yeah, I've actually I've actually kept it closed, and it happens upon request. So here you go over here. Let's get this set it up, I suppose. Get some of this, and put you right into Discord if you so desire. Links happening. Did it work? Sending things. Let it work. Perfect. And we're back. And so, had you begun to say a bit about the bad time at the same time that I got off on a tangent about the dumpling that squote? Not my intention here. Legitimately distracted as always. But hey, I hope that the fun times can take over, mood-wise at least. Hope that they shall counterbalance a bit if possible. Hope that things shall be okay. There's talks of a link, talks of a no prob. And what am I looking at in terms? Okay. I'm looking at the artist Prenay of Tumblr and various platforms. Okay, drawing mostly, okay, a simplified face, but with very, very pretty details. Maybe if I, what is tripping me up about this? What is messing with me about this? Okay, I had it in this simplified version earlier, so if this is still messing with me, then what? Do I want to put a transparent version over? And is this how this artist draws the noses? Kind of, but in proportion to the forehead, it's going differently. Going quite differently, dare I say. The forehead is rounder, and that's what really makes this art style. Rounder forehead up in here. There's the Shady Gray saying, wait, did you just say bad time? You've summoned him. One might say, yeah. One might say. There's Oh, saying I messaged you on Discord, by the way, Charo. Oh, wasn't sure if it was a sort of reading the out loud. Oh, oh, okay. Yeah. Do you think that joining a voice chat may help? I mean, these streams have needed a I don't know, a livening up or something, any which way, and I'm quite sure that it would be lovely. All right, so what is here? Oh, we can wave to say hi. Yeah, so we can have voice options in the Discord. Was mine broke? And for some reason, the last couple of times that other voice options have been here, it's been through Magma, which seems broke. That seems broken to do it through Magma. But I don't know. There's more than one way to be about. And oh right, I have to make things able to send image if wanted. So you can send image. Okay, so the Shady Gray is saying, I'm sobbing, bro. I'm stuck with Sans Stretch Nightmare in the same room. Someone send help. Someone send help, or send I don't know, party favors, send pizza, send snacks, do ASMR right now, trust. Anytime an ASMR like sound has come out of me, it has been always completely by accident. Okay, so I'm looking at the various things. I wanted to add a role. To new individual, so you could send an image if you wanted to send an image. We're using it for arts. And then I want it to be over here on the am I technologically lame all the time? Okay, microphone in use. Microphone is in use, and I'm technologically illiterate all of the time. Why do I literally click this accidentally? I'm gonna pause the music. I click this accidentally, voice chats on Magma all of the time. Okay, camera not necessary for voice chat. And then this would be redundant, I think, if I'm okay, the whole entire website is muted. Okay, that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong on my end. Okay, cool. Hello. Hey. Perfect. It does work. Okay, do I want to
Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you.
Oh no. And I can't tell if that's like a stream issue or just this regular Discord issue. Figuring out this in real time. Okay, well I can hear, and I should live up in here, and not to flood everything with Discord notifications, but I would turn that up as well, so that everything could be audible. Okay, the voice of thinking out loud continues, and I'm seeing some advice. Oh, seeing some advice up in here, saying I feel like you're gonna regret putting that link. That person's profile seems new. And then I added the roles before I saw the things, didn't I? Thinking out loud. And most interesting. And hello to Avita Chuckle. Hello to you. This has been a stream of trying to sketch out my gay characters, my gay OCs, except it's going slowly as always. Okay, so I don't know how the settings are, but I guess I will leave this unmuted, but then mute me for a second. You're saying it's so weird hearing your own voice. Yeah. Does it help if I say that your voice sounding regular to me? Ordinary. I don't know if that's a reassuring thing in the slightest. Got the tones back, and are the audio levels like weird now? Are they weird now? There's talk of saying the speech crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Say that speech, you say. I feel like there's a specific intonation. Hey!
You're muted, by the way.
I am muted. I never know. I never know how it interacts with the stream. But it's like audible and stuff.
Can you say in the chat whether you're speaking? Because I can't hear anything.
Oh man. Okay. I don't know if possibly this will. Okay, maybe this is. Why wouldn't I be audible on a Discord? It says microphone is in use. Microphone's in use. And then I'm unmuted. And then so okay, the last thing I heard was say if you're talking, why mic no work, kind of a thing. You're saying sing the national anthem. I guess. Which national anthem? Some of them are better than others. Well, I mean, if you have the stream up and the Discord up at the same time, then I guess it's really audible. You're saying German? They've had more than one, haven't they? German national anthem. Okay. There's Hijinks Arcade saying that you've added Raven to the demon tier list. The universe is in order again. Please resub. Subscribing to the tier list. Oh my gosh. And okay. I can't quite tell if all the settings are in order. Is this literally frozen or was it actually paused? And there's Hijinks Arcade saying, if you reload the page, Raven should be there now. Cool. Yeah, what's it look like in the okay, wait, is Raven an alien and a demon? Or oh, okay, no, I'm just getting the characters mixed up. Teen Titans. There's an alien and maybe also a demon. There's Do you get to the end of the list, or is it alphabetical? Alphabetical for your most esteemed. Woo! Some of these I feel like were everybody's waifu. I have not formed a coherent thought in 5 full minutes. 5 full minutes, I want to say. Let's turn this down. So there's, I don't know, still a tunes. It's at the point where it's completely inaudible, isn't it? Alright, so Hijinks is saying, nah, I think Raven is just a demon. Star and Blackfire are aliens, though. Oh, most interesting. Saying, are all these characters named Raven? A Raven tier list. Now that would be most interesting. A Raven tier list indeed. And then there's Raven is half demon, half something I forgot how to spell. Huh. Let me try the thing where you connect the stream to the call. Okay, I mean, I know I know this one is strange, but I think it does work. I think it does work on Magma. You know, I think it has worked, does work, no notes completely 100% on the so like although now two websites are using the microphone, so although I don't know what's gone on here, connect the stream to the call. I guess that's possible. I haven't seen it before, but it's there's the Shady Gray saying, "Are we gonna end stream? We have gotten a little wibbly wobbly here, haven't we?" The is this happening regular style? Is this happening regular style? I'm gonna leave the voice chat on this one, please. Straight up was almost considered deleting the voice channel if I didn't know how to exit it, but I do because I'm so technically savvy, because I've completely hello. I'm having every technical difficulty. How you doing? Get some pause. It is working, right? Oh my gosh. And there's Hijinks Arcade in the chat asking, just wondering, but how do you feel about Star Trek characters, and were those good picks? Press the phone button to hang up from voice chat in Discord. Perfect. Cool. Awesome. Yay! Swag. Great. Awesome. This has happened like the last couple of times I've tried to join a Discord voice chat. So, there we go, like that. Some sag happens. and you can't hear it. Okay. Yeah, I mean it might be a settings thing then. I straight up wonder if I'm super quiet. Okay, if I make a loud sound, if I go on and make a loud sound right exactly now, loud sound, then is it any different? If I go again, if I make a loud sound, anything? Am I literally just? I'm sorry. Is that any different? Is that any different? Most interesting. Absolutely fascinating to find out what doesn't work here. All right. This is tripping me up because I feel like I have had one voice chat here before, screaming in lowercase. I'm screaming in normal case, I swear. Oh no. There's many scenarios which also make me quieter in real life as well. Absolutely getting me out here. So, let's take a look at the Star Treks. So, about the Star Treks in this tier list, in this aliens tier list, this guy has issues. He's a terrible father. He's a terrible father, but he will save your life. And so, yeah, I guess I could be friends with the Worf. He'll save your life. Hello to Nico Juju. There's... that came across as Spamton impression. Every day I learn some more. The voices which I have contained within me. How you doing, Nico Juju? How's life? How's everything? Okay. Everyone else Star Trek so marriage. Everyone else Star Trek so marriage, absolutely. There's I should have said I finally plucked up the courage of the internet said no. That's deeply ironic. I'm just inaudible. I'm just opposite of the world's leading audiobook provider. I'm an inaudible. I'm just is it just me? Because I could hear you. I could hear you, Aisha Love. Having a perfectly regular voice here to sweep away any anxieties. It's I could actually hear you. There's okay, and you have used Discord to voice chat before. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong. I'm literally so close to my microphone that I am at risk of touching it at all times. And and I don't know, there's dials at the back of it. Maybe some of those aren't adjusted, but every time I've checked it out, this microphone, this is supposed to be so professional, is coming out quieter than the mic on my phone. It might work on my phone, actually. There's a lot of most interesting aliens up in here. Who's looking hot? Who's looking made of fire out here? This is wild and intimidating. These are all like aliens. Cool. Don't know what this is, but marrying it, I guess. So. There's hijinks. Okay, saying similar thoughts to me on the Star Trek characters. I think fun times. I could probably talk about Spock all day. I know when you were watching Lower Decks Hijinks Arcade and you came across the character of Dylan, then you're like, this is such a emotionless sort of character, something along those lines, and then I told you that this is like one of the most emotional Vulcans of the same species, most emotional Vulcans ever to appear in Star Trek. I mean, some of them are more emotional, but then they make it like a plot line, they make it like a storyline, they make it like a point, and but this one, she's just sort of casual. That's just how she exists. The Shady Ray saying, oh, if only my OC was on this list. And I should love saying, also thank you for calling my voice normal. I can never tell what descriptors somebody is okay with, but in the context of wanting to be less anxious, I hope that was as accurate as it was perhaps reassuring, like that. So I'd love to try some more times. Don't know if I'll be here next Thursday, but hey, it's worth any tries that you are here for. Okay, Nico Juju saying that the fire dude looks like a D&D monster, but you're not sure. This certainly feels okay. A lot of these feel like they could be Dungeon Dragon Monster. A lot of these could possibly show up there. There's Nerd Burp saying EA Sports, it's in the game. Hope you're feeling fine today, Nerd Burp. Hope you're doing okay. There's saying I have a voice related challenge. Level impossible. Try to say something menacing. Changing all S sounds with SH sounds in high pitch. Try to sound menacing. If you manage to, you'll win a cookie. Without knowing what menacing thing to say outright, it's a little bit toughy wuffies. I want to say that maybe it's possible. What makes it more possible is if that's a character in a story that's had a bunch of menacing context. Because some things can sound a bit silly, but also genuinely scare you, you know? There's B+ saying, I don't know you, but here's a free sub and a like. Good to see you. And B Fluffs, who does not know me. Thanks. Nice to meet ya. There's things I'm missing in the chat. 1 million things on this attempt at drawing McGass OCs. Okay, but okay, the hair started. I started overthinking how many how many options, because there are in fact an infinite amount of options and they are all very stylish. Okay, but I think I'll just go with a little bit flat on the top. Okay, and then just kind of tied back, kind of like that. There's Nerdweb saying, did I just say Steven Universe? Also, no, I'm not okay. I'm sick because I barfed. And you saw Steven Universe, and there's Steven Universe, and Beefluff says, nice to meet you too. Ah, cute little hellos on the internet. What a wonderful time. There's saying Star Trek isn't that a show from the 1800s? Yes, and it's very important to me. It's very important to me always. Because I started watching Star Trek specifically when I was, I don't know, 12 or 13 and wanted to escape from reality, and then there was just so much of Star Trek that you are basically guaranteed to escape into a different reality for hours and hours. Okay, yes, this a little bit of the Dan Dan theme song appearing for us right as I think about season 2 a little bit. Okay, your hair is kind of like this, and I've drawn this character before with 2 awesome braids. The proportions are no, okay. There's, I still saying, reminds me of that one character in She-Ra season 5, the Star Siblings. Do I remember She-Ra season 5 that well? Siblings. I feel like the little peoples on a planet. She-Ra Star Siblings. If I look that up. Okay. Yeah, I am. Okay, why would I instantly close out of the thing I had just opened? But I'm trying to look this up. I'm never going to appear technologically savvy, am I? I'm always going to be technologically broke-ass. Are you typing Sargma? There's the running away. My gosh, I almost missed your message. In fact, perhaps you're gone already. Goodbye to Beefluffs. Thanks for stopping by. Ain't nobody around here too cool for anybody else. It's that's to be free is to be lame. To be free is to let yourself be lame. Okay, is this how a skull is shaped? Maybe, sort of. This hijinks arcade saying Star Trek feels very cozy. Some of the series more cozy than others. Deep Space Nine, I want to say, known for being the most well written out of them. At least so far, they've tried to keep on making Star Treks. Haven't really kept up much except for Lower Decks. Okay, and then how much 2 enormous braids am I drawing here? Kind of like this, and kind of like this. I don't know. I think sometimes that I know what anatomies are made of, and then I mess it up. Oh my gosh, you've written nice drawing over here. Why, thanks. I can do a little smiley face on the positivities. I shall have saying. Also, by the way, if you still want to make voice chat work, maybe check the input settings on Magma. Only if you're still down to. I'm quite curious. Okay, my next instinct to try something is to access this exact same link on my phone. Would I? Am I not logged in on my default browser? Everyone. Okay. Next instinct is to try this same link on my phone, because maybe it could be an equipment problem. Maybe that's what's happening to me. Okay, and then it is logged in. Okay, and then it's like right here, allow the microphone ask, and What am I? What am I made of? What am I made of that I'm failing technologically? That I'm technologically messing with myself. I do a little on the phone. I do a little on the phone. See what's up. Discord on the phone. See if that works, because sometimes the microphone on this works. And then there's things that I've missed in the chat. Absolutely everything. Okay. I mean, I feel like it's about to work.
I can hear you.
Nice. Nice. Okay, hello.
Oh,
Perfect. Oh my gosh. I knew it had to be something with this microphone. What's up? What's good? What's in the mission of, I don't know, talking to people so as to lessen the anxieties? Is it bad if I announce the entire mission all at once? My apologies if I just came out with it.
now I'm laughing. Now how can I talk?
Hey, that's a good kind of talking, the kind that's sort of interspersed with laughter.
I also laugh when I'm nervous, so I'm gonna be giggling a lot.
Hey, that's a good sort of thing to bring into conversations, I want to say. Not that I've had enough experience with conversations to say for sure, but who doesn't like to laugh? That makes sense to me.
It doesn't help that you're really funny. Obviously, you're a streamer.
Why, thank you. Can't believe this works.
It's very nice to like actually talk to you, because like I feel like I've heard your voice so much. You just seem a little avatar floating.
It's really
in
neat.
Your comments.
It's really neat to put a voice to the little avatar. That's fun. Oh.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't just me, because I mean, obviously I've been trying to do this to like get braver with talking to people, but I wanted to also do with you specifically, because I think of you at least like, internet friend, even though I'll be that close.
I'm glad, because like with these with these like small type streams, like it's not like they're a big thing. I literally feel like it's like a art club kind of thing. And so I don't know, I'm just glad to hear that. Internet friend.
Yeah, that's nice. I didn't want to be like a parasocial weirdo,
Nah, I figure that social versus parasocial, the parasocial goes one way, but the social goes two way. I mean, wait, I'm like trying to now think of how something could be parasocial if a two-way conversation still happens. I guess if I were to start making up something about a person that I had a conversation with once, then maybe that would stray into the realm of parasocial, but that's overthinking stuff. That's getting into theories. Anyway.
I feel like we do that anyways, right? With people we meet, we make assumptions, first impressions, all that jazz.
Oh, it's just part of being a person. It's just part of being a human being. That does make sense. You're getting over social anxiety, but honestly, any conversation I have makes me remember that I should get it out more in the world. I should, as the saying goes, touch grass.
Yeah, I like never touch it. That's why I'm starting with like VC, less scary.
Perfect.
And, like, move on, like progress.
No, grass allergies can be developed. Over simultaneous.
I'm gonna hop on Magma and see what y'all are cooking up.
I have made an ear entirely too large, and I'm just now realizing how it is. There. What is that? Huh. I'm seeing over in the chat that Kappa autocorrects to an emoji. It autocorrects to... So autocorrect to the moon? Huh. Wait. Every day I learn some more. Okay. B Fluffs has appeared
It's
back
like
in the
a
chat.
big pet peeve of mine. It's like a big pet peeve of mine when like on YouTube or on Twitch you do an emoticon and it corrects it to an emoji, because the emojis convey completely different emotions sometimes, you know?
It's something totally different all the time. Like, I'm trying to think of the one that is the absolute worst correction. Maybe just the ordinary smiley face. The one that's made of like 2 dots and the parentheses. It doesn't mean the same thing as a grin. Doesn't mean the same thing.
like the emoticon is just like a cute little guy.
Yeah.
Like on Twitch, when it corrects to that smiling robot with the wide eyes, it's like...
I have not seen that, and now I'm scared to see that. No.
Yeah.
B Fluff's back in the chat.
That's one of my biggest peeves. Also, now that you can hear my voice, you can hear how much I absolutely love the drawing you've done. I love that art style so much. I don't know what you would call it, but it's just like that. For me, it's like that perfect blend of like anime and western, and like I feel like it hits harder through voice. You can hear my passion. I really love it.
Very expressive through voice indeed. Oh my gosh, thanks. I feel like I haven't pinned down exactly what this looks like when it's finished, but these in-between vibes are something. Okay, a little bit of this. Thanks. And then there's B Fluffs observing Pokemon fight music as you came back. Hey, perfect thematic. Nico Juju saying, go check on the Discord server. You sent the worst meme ever sent, and you wish for the whole stream to enjoy it with you. Well, now I'm switching between things. Okay, the Nico Juju sort of taste in memes just seems peak. It just seems okay, did I laugh? No, not exactly. But is it peak? Yes. Those are not mutually exclusive. Why am I seeing a gambling pride flag? Okay. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Okay. So there's the 2-hour mark. Thinking through what I want to do next. We've had a voice call, and my phone fall asleep partway through voice call because it doesn't know whether to stay on. But it's, I don't know. That's quite fun to me. There's I guess I'll disconnect to close out of things, but it was great to start a little conversation. I hope that your mission of fighting the social anxieties on voice chats, I hope that goes well.
Thank you. Can we do this again sometime? Or maybe I should ask you that on stream. No pressure.
Hey, no problem. I work best with like scheduling, knowing a time and place and whatever in advance, but totally, I'll see you again sometime, or hear you again sometime. Bye. Oh, absolutely neat, absolutely novel, absolutely. I did forget that there was a, as I'm having a laugh, as I'm having a smile, there was a picture of Sans boned feet, stub your foot against the table, stubbing the foot. There's two emotions. There's two wolves within you. One is Sans foot dissolves Sans the foot. The other is so happy to meet people, Discord voice chat. Where am I? Missed something things and figuring out a thought to be on as I close out a stream. Okay, yellow represents the indomitable spirit of the gambler, purple is the pride of the game, and green is for the earnings that never end. Well, you should have chosen a circle and not a line then, because a line has two ends. Okay. Focus a thought. As YouTube Dyslexic says, you're not prepared to hear my voice. Nobody is, not even me. I have to learn so much before I can hop on voice chat. I remember one time you sent a synthesizer approximation of your voice, and it was magnificent to say, and it was incredible. I should have saying, I have returned from the land of touching grass and socializing, and be supported by community. As Howdy my G hops in the chat to say, what's y'all's sexualities? A humble bisexual head in the stream. I don't know. Should humble be the word? Should I instead be ostentatious, larger than life, and unbelievable? Well, I can only dream. There's people saying, Chance from Forsaken is both a gambler and a gambler. Hey, comprehensive. There's the bisexual. Hey, boom. There's the lesbian with a side of arrow aces, and 2.0 once caught your life's worst food poisoning from touching grass, and hijinks arcade with the pan profile picture, most excellent. I'm if you ever want the pan flag in the background of any images, it takes like 2 seconds for me to edit any image I'll do. And things that I've missed in this chat, talking about the kappa, which is what you were saying, that there were you said that there were that there's a spirit, there's a demon who steals your soul out of your booty hole. Cool, yeah. I remember what a kappa is, but I for some reason every time the lore of it surprises me. Okay, so there's the gay art clubs happening. There's Howdy MG with the bi pride. You get your wins. You get your wins and your wins. The arrow aces. There's like I feel like 4 or 5 arrow ace people stop by this here art club, semi-regular style, and and at some point, I don't know, it felt like enough that I was like, whoa, I've walked into an arrow ace convention. I started the stream and walked right into an arrow ace convention. There's B+ with the pansexual with a hint of Yada from Dandy's World. I'm closing out of a stream, but also looking up Yada Dandy's World to see if that I'm loving the colors. I feel like I could learn character design from whatever's going on in Dandy's World. I feel like I can learn character design from what's going on here. There's the straight but desperate as another label that you've cooked up right here. Oh my. This is I mentioned earlier that I had been encountering bisexual supremacists for whatever reason, and you are not winning an argument against them. You are not. Okay, so there's the majors. There's Howdy MG saying, can you do a bi flag? Yeah, all the flags in the backgrounds of any images. It's quite nice. There's being magnetic for races, and Howdy MG is saying that you're a furry too. Haters of us are just mean though. If somebody is like like so vitriolic in their furry hatred. It's just exhausting to be around. I could never be around a dedicated furry hater. They're too in on it. It's more fun. It's more fun to just make yourself a little fursona and be so fluffy. Ooh, what's this? All right. I thought maybe I would draw something else in here, but I think that besides this, I'm just closing out. But yeah, flag edits, some of the easiest sorts of things. Can you do a bi flag armband on a furry? You know what? Yeah, there's a little drawing to close us out of here. This feels like too thick of a brush to draw so small. This is, for some reason, when I think of furries, I always think of the canine and the cat and such. More things have fur than that. You could have like a bison, and okay, so armband, you say. Let's do a little pose. I'm full of proportionality. All is good in the neighborhood as we do one last little drawing before I am out of this stream. Here's your foots. Okay, not my best proportion work. With it. Do I remember the colors exactly from memory? Probably not. There's just sort of a guess in there. You get your pinks up in there. Is this, if you wear it upside down, does it mean it's a wartime flag? Hey, there's the opposite of a chick magnet is like a ace magnet. One might say. There's people saying, oh man, I only been here for a few, and saying that you'll come back. And oh, don't forget the tail, of course, sure. And there's, I feel like in the last few, let's do a big tail. Let's do a really big tail. In the last few drawings where I drew a character who had a tail, this is the tail's as big as you are. In the last few drawings where I did a tail, I was forgetting the tail. Quite close to forgetting the tail. You should totally declare queer war, is what you're saying? To hang all the flags upside down? And you're saying, as a kleptomaniac myself, a part of the kleptomaniac community, you'll share the kleptomaniac flag. I have to see this. You know, I heard it's only kleptomania if you feel guilty about it. Otherwise, it's to be... What? It's the kleptomaniac flag because you stole the gay flag? Dang it, you got me there. Hijinks Arcade is saying, sorry I had to go for a sec to take something for my sickness. Last I heard was you reading about the kappa, which does a soul steal. Amazing, perfect. There's actually a saying they're just as colorful, but they mean blood. I've seen like the war version, upside down version of the non-binary flag, and I really want to ask what a specifically non-binary war looks like. There's magnificent little furries. There's showing images of Kappa. I want to know. I want to know what it all is. I want to know what it looks like. May I see? Huh. Well, it's not... It's not stealing your soul right away, probably, maybe? Huh. It's foreshadowing your soul and where it could go and when it can go and how it's gonna go. Alright, well, every day I learn some more about the mythologies. You're saying your persona is a cat with a tiny bi-armband. Now that's good character design. There's Hardy MD saying that you're still wondering if you're trans though. Hey. You got all the time in the world to figure it out. I wanna say, there's people saying if you see Yada Dandy's world again, only one skin. I'm not so sure she's a flag. If you think of it, she's a walking flag. The bright colors do make one think, or think about flags. Think about the fried flags. And So that turned into like a really long sort of goodbye, because it's so nice to meet you, so nice to meet you, so nice to see you. I've been trying to stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I think I'm about to be traveling more, so I guess I'll make a community post if I'm not around on the Tuesdays and Thursdays. But if I am around on the Tuesdays and the Thursdays, then you'll see me. Great meeting you, and thanks for drawing with me and hanging